Hi, I'm Father David. Cancer. Cancer. That word strikes terror in the hearts of so many people. There's an estimated 18 million people living with cancer in 2020, and that's according to the National Institutes of Health. Possibly even more so in 2024. If you are listening and you are dealing with these issues of cancer relating to your own health or someone else you know, listen please and stay with us as we hear this brave and raw conversation that helps you understand that you are not alone. Today, we will spend some time with Brother Bill Herbst, one of our Franciscan friars who was just diagnosed with esophageal cancer, as we discuss the impact his diagnosis has on his life and on the life of the community that he lives in. We'll follow our discussion today with resources for community support that we hope will be helpful to you. So, let's welcome Brother Bill to Friar Time. Let's start talking. Cancer. Probably one of the most terrifying words anybody could ever hear a doctor say to them in terms of a diagnosis. We're very privileged to have Brother Bill with us here today at Friar Time. Bill, you received that diagnosis. How did you feel the moment you got that diagnosis of cancer?
At first, I took it very gently and was okay with it until my doctor started to cry. And I knew then that I was in trouble. And it's very frightening. It's, there was a fear that swept over me. And all I could do was put my faith in God and carry on.
Now, as you're preparing now for this beginning of this treatment, which actually starts tomorrow, what are some of your feelings in terms of physical, emotional, spiritual as you begin this treatment plan?
It's only been 2.5 weeks since my diagnosis, so I really haven't had a chance for everything to be absorbed. I mean, it's been a roller coaster ride of appointments with different tests, CAT scans, and other endoscopies and a PET scan. And I had to see a thoracic surgeon and an oncologist and then a radiation oncologist who I saw all in one day. And my treatments tomorrow, they have me down for 8 appointments beginning at 8 o'clock in the morning. So it's a bit overwhelming.
Yeah.
And sometimes you think, am I going to get through this? It's a scary time.
Yeah, I'm sure. The cancer that you've been diagnosed with is esophageal cancer?
Esophageal cancer, adenocarcinoma. There's 2 different kinds. One is a squamous cell, and the other is adenocarcinoma.
Mm-hmm.
I'm told that most likely came from years of having GERD and acid reflux.
So now, this treatment can be grueling?
Have 5 weeks of radiation, 5 days a week for 5 weeks. And the chemotherapy is, the infusion, I'm told, is about 3 hours long. And that's once a week. There's 3 different types of chemotherapy that they're going to give me. So,
Could you tell us a little about them? Are you familiar with them?
not too much. I mean, all of them basically have the same side effects. All of them affect different medicines, other medicines that I'm on, that I need to stop. And the last one, though, I will be taking home a fanny pack because it has to be administered for 96 hours straight.
Wow.
From Monday through to Friday.
In terms of the immediate future, with all these treatments going on and these tests and doctor's appointments, how are you maintaining your well-being, your mental balance, your spiritual balance, your emotional balance?
Well, as a religious friar, I rely a lot on prayer and on our community, which has been so supportive, and I know that that honestly don't know how people who don't have that kind of support get through it. I feel very privileged and just lucky to be in the position that I am. I'm not only supported spiritually and physically, but we have I have nutrition being taken care of, and prayer. There are people all over the country praying for me,
Right.
which is very comforting. So
Yeah. So do you find this cancer diagnosis now as a challenge in terms of your faith? Has it shaken your faith at all?
no, I think it has increased my faith, although I have the same questions anyone would. At first or the same stages that you go through is kind of a little bit of denial, and I'm looking for a miraculous cure, and you finally at one point you have to just rely on your faith and prayer and your belief and God wanting the best for me. So it's
And these are kind of insights you've gained since the diagnosis, then? Just kind of like shock to the system?
Yeah, yes.
You mentioned some of the denial, anger, etc. Those are basically Elizabeth Kubler-Ross's 5 stages. Do you feel that you've been going through those?
Not all of them. I haven't had any anger yet. I'm told it could come.
I'm sure. I'm sure. Who would you be angry at?
I don't know. Probably at God.
Probably at God. Yeah. Facing cancer, I think, can lead to important conversations with people whom we love and care for. Have you found that to be the case?
I have had so many members of my immediate family and cousins from all over the country calling me and offering their prayers for me, and it's very comforting. Friends who I haven't heard from in years have reached out to me.
Wow.
So they've heard, and they want to support me.
Were you surprised by this outpouring?
Well, no, because I knew they were close. That with, even though I don't always see them and talk to them, there is I do have a closeness with them. So not surprised, but it's nice to hear.
Of course, sure. You talked about prayer. Could you tell our listeners, viewers, about some of the prayer practices that give you some comfort?
Yeah, I have a devotion to the Blessed Mother. So I have been saying a rosary every day. My conversations with God are just very normal, and I talk to him like I'm talking to you right now. Our prayer life in the community is strong. We have morning and evening prayer together as a community. This morning I received an anointing from the community, which was very moving, very emotional for me. um, filled me with a strong sense of maybe the tumor's not there anymore. But then I ate, and I knew it was.
So looking ahead to, again, to those who are watching with us, what sense, I would imagine that many of the people who are watching maybe have cancer or certainly know someone else who has cancer. What would you want to tell them in terms of a message of hope, a message of resilience, so that you can share with the others who are facing the same struggle you are?
I'm doing my best to keep my hope up, my outlook positive. It's difficult at times because there is sadness that does sweep over me at times. All I know is that if the thief is trying to sneak in at night, I'm not letting him in without a fight.
Good for you. A good message for all of us. No matter what the struggle is, we got to fight. So, Bill, we'd like to invite you back here on the show as you progress in the treatment, if you're able and you're willing to come back, because I think many of us would like to follow you with our prayers and also to wish you well and to see how you're doing. If you could talk to, especially people who may have cancer in the same way, that they can see how you're going through it and maybe relate to you, and that could be helpful to them.
If I'm able to do it, I'll be happy to.
Thank you. I want to thank Bill for sharing this recent diagnosis and his struggle with esophageal cancer, and the fact that he's with us today, and he's going to fight and be with us for many, many years to come. God bless you, Bill, and thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for being with us on Friar Time. We'll see you soon. If you or someone you know is living with cancer and is in need of assistance, visit the American Cancer Society website at www.cancer.org or call the American Cancer Society hotline 800-227-2345. In an emergency, contact the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 800-273-8255 or call 911.